And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy that lovely brutal OST as we return. We returned here with the second series here, the second series of the broadcast. We returned here with, we're done with the Pro League format. We're now jumping into the all-kill format. Un momento. So we have to fix it up. There we go. We're jumping into the all-kill format here and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership. We have the teal Zerg player. With the teal Zerg player himself, we have the South Korean Zerg. It is a Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the other South Korean Zerg player representing his own team, representing Team SHIN. It is SHIN. We'll fix it up. Un momento, papi, un momento. Here we go. So again, SHIN is going to be repping his own team. We have Solar representing Team Rogue. Team Rogue, of course, is going to be represented. Do need a moment to fix up the icons. Beautiful. As we are loading on in. And as a reminder, this is the best of 13. Best of 13 here between Solar and SHIN. For now, though, we do have our initial game, our initial matchup here. This is going to be a rematch to the previous series, actually. During the Pro League format, we did have SHIN pull a fast one over on Solar and able to fake him out with a fake Hydrogen and catch him out with a mass roaches, of course, cutting workers early. Solar was a little bit too greedy and did misread the situation. This time, show us what you got. And so now Hatch got spool. We do have cross or horizontal spawns. Both overlords will be scouting each other. They will scout, they will confirm. Oh, also my apologies. My apologies here. I assumed it was the best of 13, but no. It's going to be a best of 9. So my apologies. I got ahead of myself. Best of 9. Was it a best of 9 last edition? We'll have to double check. No, yeah, it was a best of 9 last edition. Yeah. So just like the last GSL CK, it is going to be a best of 9 in the second series. Now let's jump in. Let me know as well in the chat if you think it's better for me to show Solar versus SHIN as a best of 1, because it is a best of 1 between the two of them, or to reveal it as or to show it on screen in the scoreline as a best of 9, because it's a greater best of 9 between the two teams. Let me know what you prefer. What makes more sense? So now third base is being taken, and Bailey and Esther are on the way. We should soon be pulling back in the gas. So far, yeah, there we go. Does pull back in. And we're looking for any kind of major deviation. We're looking for early Eva chambers. We're looking for early roach warrens. We're looking for early lairs. Where are we headed? Go. So far we have the first sector choice. There it is. Roach Warren gets thrown down behind the mineral line here for SHIN. Okay, cheeky moves. Cheeky moves out of SHIN here, going for the fast Roach Warren and going for the early Roach Rush. Solar currently going for a slightly later Roach Warren at the ramp, or at the natural, at the wall. Roach Warren into our Eva chambers. Eyes are on SHIN. We'll see how hard he commits. Sling does break forward. After this game, I will... Yeah, I'll change VPNs. I should have done so during the break. I was just setting other things up. We're setting them up. For now, +1 melee. Whoa, hold on. Wait, what? Melee's on the way. Layers in production. So we do see that Solar, he is taking himself into +1 range into a roach-based composition. SHIN, though, based on our setup here, we're going for mutas. We're getting ready for the Spire. Gas is being taken. There it is. Spire is thrown down. SHIN is being very, very cheeky here. But I believe Solar should be pushing first. So he's massing up his roaches. Solar did not see the roach warren, by the way. Did not see the early warren. So things I try to poke in. They poke in, they pull away. Soul's going for his own overlord speed, getting ready for Dropper Lords. And a full scout. Lings to step in. Oh, that should not have happened. Gets a queen. Oh, he blocks off with the Bailings as well. Cheeky over SHIN. Gets one queen, now going for the other. Two queens go down. Very nice damage. Picks off two queens, delays the push, and muta production will soon begin. The Overseer, meanwhile, did not get a full scout. Did not get into the main base. But roaches are amassing, and Solar, he should soon be pushing. He has a hefty roach army. Here comes the move outs. At the same time, we have 10 mutas on the way. SHIN, he should not get past this unscathed. Oh. Baitings are baited. Baitings are baited. Roaches, they defend, but they're being distracted. Even though these Lings aren't doing much damage, but they're distracting the roaches. They keep the roaches busy back at home. They're allowing for the mutas to swap out. And here come those mutalisks. Yeah, mutas are revealed. Free damage on the roaches. Free damage. And catching on more roaches, diving on the spores. Now going for the queens. Still no hydras. Hydra production has begun. But yeah, 1, 2 hydras going down. Diving on the queens, no transfuse. Okay, finally some hydras do amass up. And here comes Solar. And Solar trying to commit. Once again, Solar, he gets punished. Does focus on the Bailings. And SHIN, he wants those hydras. He wants them. Oh, this I'm not so certain of. It commits in, spores in position. Does snipe every single hydra, just barely. Oh god, the mutas are so low. They're so incredibly low. But barely they hold their own. And queens are going down. Lurker Den's under fire. And will even fall to the mutas. Ay, ay, ay. And these mutas are getting out of hand. And SHIN is amassing up his ground army now. Slaying his roaches. Catching at overlords. Keeping Solar pinned. Solar, he cannot make any lurkers. Without lurkers, it's going to be a tough hold against the ground army. It's going to be tough. And here he comes. Yeah, here he comes. Bailey's going to be rolling in. He wants the hydras. He wants them. We get some splits. Get some decent splits. Despite that, still brutal connections. Mutas, they collapse in. There's 4 hydras left. Down to 2, down to 1, down to 0. 0 hydras remaining. And with that, SHIN, he will extend his lead here for his team. GG gets called, and SHIN puts the first point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN, he does claim game number 1. And we'll see where our players take us from here. Again, the pressure is now on Team Rogue. Let's go. Pressure is on Team Rogue. Sorry, just trying to set up the... the server. Shannon, New South Wales, sure. Hold on. Un momento. There it is. Was looking at the server, but with that, let us catch up with the bracket. Let's catch up on the upcoming matches. Okay, so again, we just wrapped up the Pro League format, but this is our fresh series, our fresh all kill format here. We have SHIN again. SHIN for Team SHIN, he's up 1-0. Solar is now out. He's now out of said all kill format, so we still have more games ahead of us though, more matches to come, and we'll see who Team Rogue fields next. Oh boy, pressure's on Team Rogue. Likewise, we also of course did get the announcements today when it comes to GSL, when it comes to the future of GSL, and how we have 2 seasons confirmed, season 1 and season 2, and season 3 will be dependent on the Patreon support. Again, there is of course the Patreon for the GSL, which if grown, which if it does well, of course can allow for multiple GSL CKs per month, and also of course future seasons of GSL proper as well, with boosted prize pools, with greater support as well. So do consider supporting GSL. GSL has been around for a very long time, and again, is a great way to support the Korean region and the Korean scene. Do support it. Do check it out. It's the Patreon. No, the Patreon has been around for quite some time. Just catching up in the chat. 2 seasons have been confirmed. Yes. As you mentioned, 2 seasons confirmed, and the additional season, the kind of quality of it will be relying on the Patreon support. As I believe we still have to confirm the maps as well. I think it's Loser's Pick, if I'm not mistaken. Loser's Pick. But of course, as this is all kill format, SHIN, he does stay on for Team SHIN. Because of the all kill format, does allow for potential all kills as well. True. It does allow for it. And also we also don't want to burn players too early, right? We have players like Maru on Team Rogue. We want to save Maru, I would imagine. Want to save him for players like Hero, for players like ByuN even as well. We do want to hold on to Maru a little bit longer with some other heavy hitters. Now might be the time for Classic. Classic, he does excel in this format. He has in the past as well, so Classic can go on a tear. So Classic is another heavy hitter. Rogue could come out if he's confident in ZVZ. True. Right now the team is deciding. The team is deliberating. For those who don't know, the teams themselves are all in a group call. So you can see SHIN, he's there with ByuN, Creator, Cure, Hero, SOS. They're all in a group call together. Likewise, Bunny, Maru, Rogue, Classic, Solar, and Zoun all in a group call as well. So they can strategize, discuss, banter, and also kind of field their players and kind of make their decisions as a team. Oh boy. So our players, they do need some time. Do need some time here, and as a result of that, we might just go on a break because it's gonna take a while. They're still deciding amongst themselves, so we're going to be going on a very short break here. When we come back, we'll have our next game. We'll have our decided players. See you soon. See you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OC as we return. We return here with the second series, with the all kill format, of course, between Team Rogue and Team SHIN in the GSL CK number 3. Currently Team SHIN, they lead the series 1-0. Remember, this is a best of 9 matchup here, and we do have our next set of players. Let's go. Let us jump on in. As spawning in the As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Rogue. It is Maru. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the team captain himself representing Team SHIN. It is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. We are jumping into our next matchup here. Again, SHIN, he has already taken the lead in the series, and I'm a little bit concerned about this next matchup here. I just spoke about it, but I feel like ideally you want to hold on to Maru, right? Like, as a team, Maru, he is the best player in South Korea, right? Or he's at least the best Terran player in South Korea. He's one of the best players in the world. Do we really want to burn Maru early on? Do you want to send him out early because now he's going to be easier to snipe? So bold move here from Team Rogue to send out Maru. First things first, we have a hatch pool opener into delayed gases. Okay, so later gas geysers out of SHIN. Important to bear that in mind. This does lead to earlier link production, and this can lead into a delayed CC. Thankfully, Maru is SCV scouting, so he will confirm that the initial pool is early. At least he should be able to. This leads into earlier queens, and we'll see if we make zerglings as well. So there we go. We have our first 2 queens already on the way, and we're just joining. Okay, we're just joining. No link production, cutting corners. That's what these early pool openers can entail here, is to allow you to fixate on droning while you get your early queens up and running. Likewise, we're expecting hyper aggression out of Maru. That's what he's known for. Went for the 1-base all-in previously. Did not work against Hero. As Reaper provokes in. Doesn't quite get a drone kill. Thinks about it. Doesn't quite commit to the dive. Doesn't quite commit. A third CC behind this, getting into his own economic build. Third CC before starport. CC's on the low ground. Let's go. Oh, going for a 3cc 2-on-1. That is a second Rax before starport. Okay. So 3cc 2-on-1. Reaper is caught out. A massive pickoff. Reaper goes down. This is going to be a stim timing here from our Terran player. We should be going for an add-on swap after the first wave of Hellions. This should be the add-on swap. Meanwhile, that is a 3:30 lair timing. Very early lair here by SHIN, as he stayed in gas. With this early lair, this could be 2-base Muta, 2-base Muta, 2-base Roach, or 2-base Hydra. Hellions is their job to figure it out. There's the add-on swap, getting out of Hellion production, so only 2 Hellions. 2 Hellions and into Mass Marine, into that early stim timing. As you mentioned, it is a 3cc 2-on-1. This does hit around 5 minutes. And we have the answer here. It's not going to be Mutas, it is going to be Roaches. Now remember, welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a very small map of the map pool with short rush distance by ground, has a very open natural 3rd and 4th base, and a very open area in between the bases as well. So Roach all-ins can work wonders on this map. They're going to be hitting harder than normal. As the Hellions do, pull away. 1 Hellion will go down. Nice control. Nice control here from Maru, making the most out of his Hellions. Marines, they protect, and the Hellions make it back home. Nice control. Maru, he defends well. Unfortunately, though, Maru doesn't scout, so he fails to scout, he fails to confirm what's going on. We can see that it's Roaches, but Maru is unaware. You make an assumption, because it is SHIN. As Double Drop is moving out to get spotted by Shin. He is now fully aware. We have 12 roaches on the way. We only have a single Eva chamber to +1 carapace. It looks like Shin is going for the all-in. He drones up to 58, making purely roaches and lings. Pure roach ling. We'll see if he does incorporate a couple of ravagers. Bearing in mind that the tank count is low because of the 2-on-1. There's only going to be one tank to defend. And it will soon be go time. Remember, Shin, he wants Maru to expand. He wants Maru to claim the third base and to spread himself thin. That is what Shin wants. Shin does start a second Evo chamber. This tells us that Shin plans on building up into a longer game. Shin, he starts droning. I mean, he just checked for the third. There was none. There's still no third expansion. Just now being landed. So there's no opening. And Shin's droning is late. Yeah, late drones, late saturation. He did invest quite heavily into these roaches, and so far it's not quite been worth it. Double drop into the main. And Shin is out of position. Army boost in. Shin is racing. He's racing on over. Drone's going to be going down. Going for the queen. Doesn't quite get it. Oh, there we go. Queen goes down. Takes down the queen. Drops over towards the third. Once again, Shin is being pulled apart. Ooh, drone's being targeted down. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 drone kills. And so far, nice drops here by Maru. Drops well. And Shin, it looks like the goal here now is to go into 4-base saturation into Hive Tech, I would imagine. We're waiting for the infestation pit to confirm. Until then, we're at least droning somewhat. I do give the edge to Maru when it comes to the quality of the army that we're building up. Maru, he is stuck at home. He shouldn't be pushing with his tanks, but he's at least dropping. He's at least dropping. Meanwhile, as you can see here, Shin never got the pit. So no infestation pit. He's working on upgrades to 1, 2, and Shin is almost maxed. Yeah, Shin is almost maxed out. So instead of going for the all-in earlier off of 56 workers, he's now joining up to 70 and then doubling down. So now here we go. He's maxing out on Roach Ravager. It is still going to be a 3-base all-in, but a little bit later with a slightly higher worker count. Drop comes in, does get a queen. This will delay any kind of injections. But here comes Shin. He wants the tanks. He gets 1. He gets 2. Ooh, 2 tanks go down. There's 1 tank left. Sorry, there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 further behind this. And again, Maru, he's exposed. We spoke about this earlier, but this map is so open. It's so incredibly open. All-ins are favored. And the all-in is here. And down goes another tank. Oh my god, there's 1 tank left on the high ground. Sorry, 2 tanks left on the high ground. And Shin has done it. Yeah, Shin has done it. He has brought down the ace player for Team Rogue. I mentioned it earlier, but again, I feel like we spent Maru too early here. We spent him too early. And the player who's meant to lead the charge, is meant to lead his team. Oh, I say his team, to lead Team Rogue. Not going to be able to. And not going to be able to. As Maru is heavily supply blocked. He's stuck on 2 bases. Chargers moving in, the boys are being pulled. And it does pull the boys. And Jesus, Shin, he just commits in. He doesn't even care. Yeah, he commits in anyway. Here come the Biles. Takes down the tanks, takes down Liberator. GG gets called, and Shin puts another point on the board. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. Shin with a very nice win under his belt. He takes down Maru. He takes a 2-0 lead for himself, for his team. And with that, let's go. With that, let us go. Team Rogue are in trouble. Team Rogue are in trouble. Remember, Maru, he was the ace player, right? Like, he's the player that you rely upon to get like 1, 2, 3 wins in an all-kill format. To be knocked out early here is brutal. Now, Team Rogue are in trouble. Once again, heading over to the score lines here. We just see Team Shin. Team Shin, he's up 2-0. Shin doing it for his team. I mean, again, he is the captain, so he has to lead the charge. Takes on Solo, takes on Maru. Now, when it comes to Team Rogue, they still have more heavy hitters. They still have Classic, right? I will say that Classic is another big heavy hitter for them that they can rely upon. But once again, I don't want to burn Classic early. Like, who else do you rely upon to bring down Shin? I would say that Rogue has some killer ZVZ. Yeah, some killer ZVZ. Of course, when it comes to other players, they have Bunny, they have Zoun. Who's feeling confident? As our next map is going to be on White Rabbit. Okay. Here we go. They're just catching up. SHIN knocked out Maru. I mean, again, like Maru, he went for a greedier economic build on Tourmaline, and SHIN, he went for the all-in. He was able to go for the all-in, able to catch Maru with his pants down. And let's go. It is going to be captain versus captain. Up next, it is going to be Rogue. Rogue, he steps into the ring here to represent himself, to represent his team. And can he bring down the opposing captain, or will SHIN go on a longer win streak? Aye, aye, aye. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. Oh, we have the blue Zerg player himself. As we have to quickly fix this up. There we go. Un momento. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Team Rogue. It is Rogue. The team captain himself, he's out. He has now arrived. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg, also representing Team SHIN. It is SHIN. Here we go, captain versus captain. SHIN rocking that dark portrait over his own hatchery. Again, harnessing his inner dark. So far, so good. We are going to be opening up. We have a 15-15 here by SHIN, being a little bit cheekier when it comes to his extractor tricks. Rogue going for a much more standard opener, getting the earlier Overlord. And joining up as well. With this, SHIN, he will have delayed gases and an earlier pool. It looks like we're opening up 2-base Roach. So 2-base play. Now the reason why we assume 2-base play out of SHIN is because of how late the gases are. Because the gases are so delayed for SHIN, this means what? This means that link speed is going to be delayed, and trying to keep up in the early game without link speed and without banelings is going to be impossible. So we should be seeing SHIN wall up and wall off onto expansions. Meanwhile, Rogue will have a much faster link speed timing and much faster baneliness timing himself to gain map control, to claim the third, and to delay the third base of SHIN. So a very, very, very different kind of opener here from our two players. Standard from Rogue, less so from SHIN. There we go. So here the Queens are pushing forward. They're going to be zoning away the Overlord. As I mentioned, link speed is on the way for Rogue, and SHIN does not. Again, SHIN should be walling. He should be walling off soon, skipping banelings and getting that Roach Warren. Wings they poke in, and wow, we got a full scout. Yeah, full scout in the main. Drone gets low. Rogue going for extra lings, going for a link flood, and again we should be walling off. Now the scary thing here for SHIN is that he's going to be walling, that is true, but he will not have a baneling nest. And here comes a flood. It's going to be a tough hold for SHIN. It's going to be a tough hold. Here comes the all-in. Yeah, lings are amassing, lair is on the way, the wall is still open. We have to wall off as quickly as possible. And even then it's going to be a tough defense. Link speed is done. Rogue pulls the trigger, he moves out. Yeah, he does move out. SHIN, he does have Overlords in position. Shin will eventually confirm. I say that. No. Yeah, Rogue, he finds a way out. He finds a way out. He avoids the overlords, and Shin has no idea. Shin has no idea what's going on. No spine crawler, no Ling production either, and I believe this should be game. Massive Ling foot does hit the natural. We got 2 queens to defend. 2 queens, nothing else. Yeah, Lings have arrived. They're going for the wall. The wall will fall. There's no saving as we have a secondary wall behind this. 8 roaches are on the way. Down goes the receiver chamber. Broodlings are helping. Oof. As the queen goes down. Takes down the first queen. Roaches are popping out. Very clutch moves here by Shin. As the roaches do fully wall off. Okay. Okay. Actually, this is dangerous. Rogue has no drones. Rogue, that was a 22 drone Ling flood. That was an all-in. Rogue was all in, and he fails to break through. He does break down the wall. He killed 2 Evo chambers and a roach warren, but the second wall did hold, and the roaches popped out in time. Shin takes a massive lead. No shot. He did cancel. He did cancel the lair to afford all of this, so that is true. So he has a later lair, but Shin has a very strong economy in comparison. Rogue sure he has a third, but he has no mining. Ay, ay, ay. That was meant to kill. He still has all these Lings left over. These could have been drones. They could have been workers, and now Shin, he's building up the upgrades, getting into the lair, droning up a little bit further. I wouldn't mind seeing more greed out of Shin, getting up to proper 2-base saturation. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but here comes the army. I say that looks like he's just moving out to expand. So I do think that Shin could have been greedier. Could have been greedier here. Could have drawn up a little bit harder. We're still lacking workers at the natural. Obviously, he can't move out. If he moves out, the Lings will counterattack. Speaking of, they go for the 3rd base, and the Roach is out of position. Oh, okay. Does deflect. Does deflect. Rogue, he's gearing up for a second all-in. This time he drones up to 36, and he cuts workers. He's massing up a +1 carapace and purely Ling Ravager. So here comes the move out. Now Shin drones. Happy. There we go. Roach production has begun, and we'll see if Shin can hold. There's a cancellation. That's fine. 3rd base is denied. Some awkward SimCity here from Shin. As I mentioned before, Shin, his droning was late, so his economy has been lackluster. More so than what it could have been. This again, this choke point can be punished. Roach try to commit. Lings, they attempt to surround. Denies one of the Ravagers. Yes, round is denied. Biles on the right hand side. Ooh, Biles, they do graze one of the roaches. And 1 roach does go down, but so far Shin is holding. Oh! Lings, they once again try to lock down the army. Biles, they do connect. Oh god, the Biles. Yeah, Biles are connecting. Despite that, Shin is still holding on. Yeah, still barely holding. Once again, Lings, they do surround a portion of the army. Biles, they once again connect. Best fights that Rogue could hope for, but he's running out of steam. Yeah, he's running out of steam. There we go. Ravagers are being focused down one after the other. Lings, they're trying to clean up as best they can, but there are just too many roaches. Too many roaches, and Shin, he holds, he defends, he snowballs out of control. Rogue, he barely has an army here. He plummets in supply. That was all that Rogue had. Remember, he was all in. The all-in fails. And Shin. Getting to 2 upgrades, +2 and +1, so 2-1 upgrades are on the way. Extra roaches, late expansion. It's difficult to move out because once again these Lings hit a counterattack, so they will punish. here. They will punish. Shin likewise waiting for his upgrades, then he can move out. Just has to wait a little bit longer. Likewise wait enough to keep some reinforcements back at home to defend against these Lings. That's the one chance that Rogue has, is that Shin moves out with everything, Rogue counterattacks, and then Shin turns around, and by the time he gets back home, he loses the mineral line. Let's go! Sound the Overlord. Oof. Going for another. Oof. Another Overlord goes down. Shin is supply blocked. At least he was. And here comes the main push. It's the main army. Rogue rotates around to the natural. Do we have anything at him to defend? We have a handful of roaches, only a handful. And that's a lot of Zerglings. Yeah, massively in counterattack. Again, Rogue is all in, and now so is Shin, because these Lings will overwhelm. Yeah, they'll overwhelm the reinforcements. Biles trying to zone away. We just tank the Biles. Shin, he commits in. Status says forward. Lings, they do bust into the main. They bust into the main. They bust into the natural. Drones are going down. Again, the Lings are causing critical damage. At the same time, we also see Rogue, his natural is breaking. Nice round. More Lings towards the third. Oh. Yeah, Rogue going for the expansion. We're getting a little bit messy here. Shin leaving the army idle. Dahl's even idle. Hatchery is barely not going to go down. But GG, yeah, GG gets caught. Again, Rogue has nothing left. And Shin, he'll take another game, leading the series 3-0. Oh my god. GG, well played. He cannot be stopped. I mean, he's the captain for a reason, papi. Yeah. Team Shin with a 3-0 lead. Shin, he takes down Solar, Maru, and Rogue. And now Team Rogue are in a worse position. Now, as a reminder, this is a best of 9. What does that mean? That means first to 5. First to 5 wins here will claim the series. Team Shin, they're up 3-0. They still need 2 more. They still need 2 more wins to claim the series here. And who's up next? We just mentioned we have Classic, we have Bunny, we have Zoun. 3 players are remaining. And who will rise to the challenge here? Who's up next? As I mentioned before, you don't want to spend Classic too soon, too early, but at this point we might have to. When it comes to strengths and weaknesses, oof, it's a hard one to call. Zoun, it comes down to the map, honestly. It comes down to the map. I do favor Zoun like in a larger map. I mean, Zoun, he is known for some aggression and cheese. We saw that against Raynor previously, so Zoun, he can whip that out if need be. True. We'll see. We shall see. The pressure is on Team Rogue. The pressure is on. And we're waiting for the map, waiting for the player, waiting for the team. Shin has been crazy. He has been crazy here, and we'll see what the answer is going to be, if any at all. Now, what I mentioned earlier here, Zoun, I do like to see Zoun on maybe some of the more mid-sized maps, nothing too aggressive. We still have Ruby Rock. True, Ruby Rock is also going to be factoring in. Oh, there you go. We still have 10,000 feet available as well, so we still have some more aggressive maps. That is where potentially Zoun could pop off, as we have seen Zoun be hyper aggressive in the past against these top Zerg players. But likewise, I feel like Shin will also be comfortable on those smaller maps as well. I believe we still have Winter Madness available. That might be better for Bunny. Meanwhile, Team Shin is just chilling. They got plenty of room to work with here. Plenty of room. And it looks like the teams, they need a little bit more time here to... Oh, wait, no, never mind. My apologies. We have our lobby. We have our lobby here. It is going to be 10,000 feet. Okay, one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. If it's a more aggressive map, do we have Zoun? Do we have Bunny? Who is it? Who is it going to be? I do like the idea of either one on some of these smaller maps. It's going to be Bunny. It's going to be Zoun. Is it going to be Classic? Show us what you got. And once again, if you want to help support, once again, if you want to help support, you can do so via the Patreon, !Patreon in the chat, to the Patreon, or sorry, !GSL even. But the Patreon for GSL is designed to support these events, support the season 3 of GSL in the future. Again, we already have confirmation about season 1 and season 2. Dates have already been confirmed regarding those tournaments. Season 3 though is still a little bit more ambiguous. Likewise, the GSL CKs as well. It can all be grown. It can all be supported via the Patreon. Otherwise, it looks like we have our players here. Okay, so 10,000 feet. SHIN has stepped up, of course. He is the still starting player for his team. But who is the opponent? Okay, the Gamba. We still have time. 10,000 feet. Give us down. Give it. I was trying to decide. Give us down, baby. Give us down. At this point, we don't want to save Classic for the end. At this point, I feel like if we send out either Zoun or Bunny, and if SHIN brings them down, we gotta go for Classic. Like at this point, like break glass in case of emergency. This is becoming an emergency. Is becoming an emergency. We'll soon have to break glass and set Classic free. Set him out into the world. Unleash the Classic. Yeah. Ah, there it is. We have the answer. We have confirmation. Okay, so we're not going to wait any more games. We're not waiting anymore. It is in fact going to be Classic. Classic is the next player here for Team Rogue. They have bitten the bullet. They bit the bullet. They're committing. Classic is up next. Again, he is arguably the ace player. I say arguably, Maru would have been the ace player, but Classic, he's a close second. He's a big name. He's a heavy hitter. He's favored, 100%. He's going to be favored moving forward. Can SHIN pop off? Yeah. As we are jumping into 10,000 feet. And let's go. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Oh boy, he's coming out here for his team, for Team Rogue. And can he start the comeback here? Because things are looking dire. Spawning in the top left-hand corner for Team Rogue, it is a Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player representing Team SHIN. It is SHIN. He's representing himself for his own team. And again, so far has done well enough. Like, he's done amazingly well so far in this series. Even if he goes down here and now, he's done his job. He's more than done his job here, taking down Maru, taking down Solar, taking down Rogue. The opposing team captain. What more could you ask for? An all kill, I guess. Fun fact, we have actually yet to experience an all kill in GSL CK. We've gotten close. We've gotten very, very close. Classic actually came the closest. We'll see if SHIN can pull it off. We shall see. For now, we're going to be opening up. It is going to be our initial hash gas pool. Standard opener out of SHIN. Likewise, we have the gate expanded to Cybercore out of Classic. So far, so good. Standard openers. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. I do expect aggression. I do expect all-ins from SHIN. I expect that on a 3-base setup. Likewise, I would not be surprised if Classic goes for an early Twilight Council into early Blink. Or even into Glaive Adepts. But that is expected here out of our two players. I'm just logging in for now. Stargate open out of Classic. Everything looking normal so far. Everything looking standard. SHIN does pull out of gas, so Link Speed pulls out of gas, setting up for his own third, and nothing crazy, nothing wild yet. Eyes are on early gas income after the fact. And we'll see where he spends his gas, and whether he goes Evo Chamber first, Baliness, Roachwarren, or Lair. I'll take another minute, but we'll soon find out. Well, we'll get there, we'll get there. Yo, Kashim in the chat. Shema, papi, shema. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. As we didn't really get much sleep last night. I'm on the fence about Pegasus Cup, not gonna lie. We'll see how fatigued we are getting into Pegasus Cup tomorrow. It's just a really intense week of StarCraft, to be honest. Very intense week. With Pegasus Cup, with TLMs, it's with Team Liquid Map contests, the rebroadcast, of course, of GSL. Intense week. For now, though, the Oracle does break in. The Oracle pokes in, third base gets thrown down. This is going to be an earlier Twilight Council, but also an earlier Evo Chamber, sorry, an earlier Forge. Curious here. Usually when the council is this quickly, we're leaning towards Glaives or Blink, but now that there's a Forge alongside it, this is either Blink or Charge. The Oracles they pick in, they catch 3 drones, not bad. 3 drones go down. Meanwhile, SHIN is still droning, SHIN is still saturating. Oof. Losing another drone. Yep, there's that Roachwarren, no Evo Chamber. So with the Roachwarren opener here and the Roachwarren follow-up out of SHIN, there's a higher chance that, well, +1 in Glaives? That's why I was confused. Remember, this was an early council, so it should have been Glaives or Blink, but the early Forge threw me off, and we're going +1 Glaives. Crazy follow-up here by Classic. Thankfully, though, SHIN is playing it safe. We have a bunch of gateways on the way. This is going to be hyper-aggressive here from Classic. But SHIN did open up Roachwarren, so he will have safety roaches to defend. Now, it still comes down to the scouting. He has to see the move out to recognize that he has to make roaches. Otherwise, he might just be caught droning. So SHIN, he needs to confirm. Needs to confirm. We do have a handful of roaches on the way. We're taking up into Hydras. That is greedy. That is quite greedy here from SHIN. I don't see roach speed. We could see roach speed here to help support, but no roach speed in sight. As we are amassing up more adepts. Shin is in trouble. Shin is droning. Upgrades are almost done. +1 attack will actually help the adepts against the roaches, true. They'll be able to break through. And here they come. We have how many adepts? We have 20? 16. 16 adepts moving out. Only a handful of roaches. Again, Shin, he was still droning. Ay, ay, ay. Mass adept is moving in. And again, there's just not that many roaches. We just shade. Yeah, Classy just shades into the bases. Shin does pull away. Does save his drones. One drone goes down. Shading into the fort expansion. Gets two drone kills. Almost 3. Almost 3. Again, the roaches are trying to hold their own. Now, what I will say here is that there is going to be a window in time where Shin can counterattack. So far, he does pull away. Once again, he does well saving his workers. Oracles are coming from behind. Hydras, they do keep up with the Oracles, though. They somewhat keep up. Yeah, they hold their own. And let's take him into the shade. Plus transfuse. Ah, no transfuse left. And no transfuse available. None remaining. But here comes the counterattack. Remember, we spoke about this. So Shin, he's been building up and preserving his army, getting to roach speed, getting to hydra speed. In the end, Classic, the aggression does do some damage, not really much though, and Shin will soon counterattack to hit the expansion. It's going to be a tough hold. Blink is only halfway done. So Blink won't be a factor. Likewise, no Storm either. He's got the tech, but he doesn't have the army. Yeah, he's trying to build off those Stalkers. Shin, we gotta go soon. Shin, we gotta send it. Blink will finish. And with the collision of Blink, it's gonna be a tough hold. It's gonna be a tough break, I should say. A tough assault for Shin. He's almost maxed. Roger, they start a step forward. Blink just now finishes. Yeah, Blink is done. We have 4 batteries behind this as well. And Classic is holding. Yeah, Classic is holding on. He does bully back the army. Now we start to drone. Oh no. Late drones. Shin, he has recognized that he cannot kill, so late workers, late saturation. Shin is supply blocked as well. He's supply blocked. There's the pit. The pit tells us that Shin, he admits defeat. He admits that he can no longer kill. And that means that half of these roaches could have been drones. They could have been drones. It could have been faster 4th base. It could have been, more importantly, a faster 5th. Faster 5th. The second Eva chamber upgrades as well. Gas is now being taken. And Shin is in a rough position. He still has a large army to work with, but this army does not scale too well. It's very roach heavy. We're going to make use of this soon. Now, Shin can still be in a good position if he denies the 3rd. Sorry, denies the 4th base. Denies the 4th base over and over and over again. He's got the supply to do it. Good, moves out. Should force a cancel. Does. It does force a cancel. Ooh, but we cannot commit into a fight here. Storms are brutal. Actually, we're fighting out of range of the batteries. So best case scenario for Shin. Best case scenario. Stalkers they then blink away. And the armies do bounce back. Still better trades for Shin. It's all important just because he's keeping him contained. Keeping Classic on a low base count, on a low economy. Hydras are being all cleaned up. Hefty losses here from Shin. Late reinforcements. And Shin did overextend. That was my concern here. He overextended. He did kill the expansion, but he should have gotten to get the hell out of there. More efficient army here out of Shin. Building up his link count instead of his roaches. As the armies bounce off. Classic still recovering economically. Meanwhile, Shin taking up into lurker tech. Hive tech lurkers. The lunkers back. They're coming. It's still very tense. Tech-wise, I do like SHIN, but there's a lot of High Templar. There's 6 High Templar. That's plenty of storms. It comes down to the positioning here of these lurkers. Likewise, I would enjoy seeing SHIN join up a little bit harder. He's still only on 74 workers. Prism is deflected. Army will soon move out. And there's a window in time where we got lurkers before Sky Toss. So far, lurkers, they hold their own. Nice storms. And nice storms. Force reposition. One lurker goes down. And so far, a better fight here for SHIN. Once again, fighting out in the open. Ideal for the Zerg. Sky Toss on the horizon, but again, SHIN can kill before Sky Toss. All this around, kills a hatchery. Big pickle. Yeah, kills a hatchery, delays reinforcements. Lurkers 8 to 9 mining. Prism moving into the main. Late reactions from SHIN. Oh, he turns around. And forces turn around. That's going to be 6 drones falling. Now we see SHIN rotate. Tempest production has begun. We got to commit harder. Nice storms on the Lings. Nice storm on the Roach Hydra as well. Oh god, no, he stands in the storm. He stood in the storms, Pappy. As he does snipe to the High Templar, there's what, 3 left? 3 Templar remaining. Roaches, they do need support. So I'm going to say lurkers need support. So out of roaches. But he's within range of the expansion. The Zealots were dealt with back at home. SHIN, he's committing here to the fight. He kills the Nexus. Zealots on the base, but the Tempests have arrived. Oof. Now they're a Tempest. Elite snipes the Cybercore. I will delay upgrades. Final Hydra going down. Ooh, second army pushing in the right hand side. As you like this. Because they punish. Lurkers are out of range of the expansion. They're a little bit too far back. Now moving in. Barely within range. Yeah, barely pushing in. Takes down the Tempest. Massive pickup. Yeah, takes down the Tempest. Lurkers, they get on top of the high ground. They push into the main, and he's doing it. Yeah, shit, he's doing it. He's breaking Classic. Abandons the expansion Classic. He knows he cannot save that Nexus. Massive pickup. Classic down to 2 bases. 2 expansions left, and SHIN, can he do it? Can he pull off the all kill? He's so close. He's crazy. SHIN, calm down. Let the team play. I say that, but really here is like, oh, let's go. Do I not have to carry? Do I not have to win any games? SHIN popping up. Solito, papi, solito. On his own. At this point, Classic is forced into the all-in. Now, Classic still has a terrifying army, still has a lot of storms available, and his 3 Tempest. But now we have Aspire, now we have Corruptors. That is the answer here to the Tempest. SHIN just needs a little bit more time. Ooh. Storm does connect. Tempest exposed. Ooh. Slash the Tempest. That should not have happened. Miscontrol out of Classic. Hydra harass on our hand side. Oh. I just have to lunge away. Yeah, they do lunge. Classic pushing further in. Lurker somewhat in position. Instead, SHIN commits to the counterattack. And here come the Corruptors. He gets 1. It's 1. There's 2 Tempests. Sorry, there's 3 Tempests left. Down to 2. And soon to be down to 0, but what about the ground army? As the Tempest counters reset, armies pushing in, Lings they engage. They're coming for the surround. They lock down the Immortals. Massive surround here. And again, this is the final army here for Classic. He will lose everything. The Immortals, the Archons, the High Templar, the Tempest. It all does get surrounded. And with that, Shin, he has done it. He has done it. GG gets called. And Shin, he will take a 4-0 lead for his team. GG. Ay, Shin. Calm down, Bobby, calm down. GG, well played. Shin, the captain himself for Team Shin, he's up 4-0. He's up 4-0 in this all-kill best-of-9 format. Remember, it's a best-of-9. One more game. One more game is all that he needs to claim the series. It's going to be a very, very difficult road to recovery here for Team Rogue. And what is most scary is that Team Rogue, they've already fielded their best players. Look at the lineups here. Quickly looking at the lineups, we do see that Shin, he has a 4-0 lead for his team. He took down Maru. He took down Classic. He took down Rogue. He took down Solar. Who's left? Zoun and Bunny. Zoun and Bunny are good players, but it's not just about this game. I do believe that Zoun and Bunny have it in them to defeat Shin. I mean, all the players here did. That's what's impressive, right? Like, all these players, Solar, Maru, Rogue, Classic, Zoun, Bunny, they can all bring down Shin. But now suddenly the question isn't just about beating Shin, it's about all killing. It's about the reverse all kill. Team Rogue, they have 2 players left. Those 2 players have to win every game moving forward. Every single game. Really, the next player has to win every game moving forward. So it isn't just can you beat Shin, it's can you beat Shin and can you beat Hero? Can you beat ByuN? Can you beat SOS? Can you defeat the entirety of Team Shin? Cure, that's the word I was looking for. Can you beat Cure? As up next, the next map is going to be on the Old Republic. And who's it going to be? Again, Bunny or Zoun on the Old Republic. This is a larger map. In my mind, I would assume that Zoun would be comfortable here. I do think that Zoun would be comfortable. I think this is a hard map for ZVT because it's so open and so exposed at the 3rd and at the 4th base. I do think that Terran players typically veto the Old Republic in TVZ, so I'm leaning more towards Zoun here. But as we mentioned, it's not just about this game, it's about the entire series. It's about that reverse sweep. We're waiting for the players to pick their players here. And it looks like we have our answer. Okay. Yep, no surprises here. As I mentioned, I do think that the Old Republic is a bad map for Terran in TVZ. Yo, they're all praising Shin. Zoun's like, yo, it is Shin's day. And Shin, he's like, hey, you never know. It might be your day. Shout out to Shin. Like, could be your day, Pat. Oh, Zoun is like, words that I don't even have in my heart. He's like, I don't even believe it. Oh, Zoun, have some faith, Papi. Have some faith. Oh, no. But yes, here we go. Here we go. We have the final player for Team Rogue. It's going to be Zoun. And spawning in the bottom corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg leading the series 4-0 in this all-kill format, Bappy. I mean, again, it does allow for all kills. We have the captain himself. It is Shin for Team Shin. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Team Rogue, the final player for his team. Can he pull off the reverse sweep, the reverse all kill? It is Zoun. Again, they had some words with each other. Zoun, he was praising Shin. Was like, yo, you're crazy today. You're popping off. It's your day. Shin was like, "Ah, Papi, it could be your day too. You can do it. You can pull it off. Reverse sweep." And I was like, "Nah, no shot." Have some confidence, Papi. Yes, they're down. For now, pull first. Pull first build here by Shin. Going for a delayed expansion. The probe scout, I believe, does confirm. Zoun, yep, he gets eyes on the earlier pool. And we'll see how Zoun reacts. So we do have to take this seriously. With the early pool, we can send early lings across the map to shut down the first pylon. And here come the lings. It's going to be 4. So 4 lings being sent out. It's going to be a gate cyber expand. So a slightly later nexus here. A slightly faster cyber core. 4 is down. Just to be a little bit safer. Shin heard there's no word for most wins, so he took it seriously. True, true. Shin, he's here for the bonus, Pap. He's here for the bonus. For those that are curious, something that's new to GSL CK number 3 is that there is that MVP award. We have the award for the MVP. The MVP award is given to the player with the most wins, and currently that is Shin. Shin, he has the most wins. So here we go. There's going to be a Stargate opener. Standard opening here by Zoun, opening up Stargate into a third, into his own Oracle, I would imagine. There is potential for a Void Ray opener, but for the most part, based on the rally, it looks like an Oracle. Does look like an Oracle opener. Adepts, they move out across the map. 2 Adepts taking one-shot drones. Lings are amassing for Shin, hoping to surround. Hoping to catch out these Adepts. Shading between the bases. Force to cancel. Zoun does not turn around. So far just keeping Shin on his toes. Does keep him honest. Pulls away. Racing back home to defend his third expansion. And Shin, I believe, is staying back. Yep, does stay back. And remember, later gas, later link speed. So Shin is stuck at home. Zoun is expanding. And we're settling in towards the mid game. Oh, that is a very early Twilight Council. Okay, early Council, early Glaives. We did mention this previously, but Zoun, he is one that will embrace early aggression. That is why we were theorizing that Zoun was going to go, or was going to be our previous player on 10,000 feet. I assumed it was so that Zoun could be aggressive, and we're seeing it here on the Old Republic. Again, we're leaning towards Glaives, but we'll see. We'll get confirmation. As there is no forge. Yep, there it is. No forge, no +1. Instead, we do have Glaive Adepts, as we had assumed. Now we'll see if Shin opens up roaches. He does go for the Roach Warren here, so very safe build out of Shin. If he was skipping roaches and going into the Evo chamber, then I would favor Zoun. Meanwhile, Zoun gets a revelation, and Zoun confirms the Roach Warren. He knows. He now sees the roaches, or he sees the potential for roach production. Likewise, Shin scouts the main, confirms that there's no forge, and confirms the early council. So Shin, he sees everything he needs to. Does confirm. Wait, he canceled? Oh. Cancels Glaives and goes into Blink and starts a late forge. On the one hand, this is cool because we have some mind games, but on the other hand, it's just gonna be late Blink. Does cancel the expansion at least, does force a cancel, does delay. Lings are coming for the surround, and they catch the Adepts. They're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 Adept kills, 5 even. One Adept does attempt to shade away. Does not make it back home. SHIN is droning. SHIN doesn't take the bait. Wow, he doesn't take the bait here. SHIN is going for the Spire. Ay, ay, ay. So a couple of things. With the glaives that was scouted, and because Zoun knows he got scouted, he was hoping that SHIN would make roaches, and hoping he would overcommit into roach production. That's why he cancelled and goes into Blink, and goes into +1, and now it's taking up into Storm. So really fun mind games here by Zoun. Unfortunately, SHIN didn't take the bait. SHIN didn't make any roaches. SHIN has been droning, SHIN has been saturating, and SHIN is going for his own hidden tech structure, which I believe so far is unscouted. As Zoun, he sees nothing here behind the mineral line. Sees nothing, he knows nothing. Now there is going to be anti-air at least. We have cannons, shield batteries being thrown down. Jesus. Zoun is blindly preparing for an all-in, so he's throwing down a wall of static defense. He will have some anti-air, he will have storms. But the mutas, they're designed to deal economic damage. And so far the bases are somewhat exposed. The mineral line specifically. Jesus, SHIN being greedy, expanding on Zoun's half of the map. Very greedy. There we go, we have 9 mutas. Now it's interesting here, it's going to be 9 mutas into a Hydra Den, so it looks like SHIN, these mutas are only to harass. We have no intention of committing into mass muta. So only 9 just to harass, just to poke across the map, get some damage, and transition into, I would imagine, a more lurker-heavy composition. Meanwhile, Flea Peak is on the way into Skytoss. Natural base is exposed, mutas they come in, and they force a recall. And 1, 2, 3, 4 probe kills, not bad. Diving into the main, there is a cannon, thankfully. And there is a cannon despite that. 9, 10 probes going down for 1 Mutalisk. So rough trades. Very rough trades here. As the mutas are pinned down, but hey, they've paid for themselves. Remember, the lurkers are amassing. So a couple of things are going on here. Thankfully, we have +1 flyer attack on the way. Because of the Spire, we have access to Corruptors. So SHIN can always mix in Corruptors when need be. He's diving on the Templar. Can he bring any of them down? Oh, does bring down 2. Not bad. Mutas are thrown away, but he does force out Narcon. My concern here is that lurkers, they can hold their own against a ground composition, but once Zoun takes to the skies, and the lurkers, they matter that much less. There it is. Second Stargate's on the way. Second Stargate. Tempest are building up. High Templar as well. And SHIN is maxed. Can SHIN break? Can he break him? Can he break Zoun? Lings, they come in from behind. Storms, they connect. Again, there's a wall of cannons, a wall of shield batteries, and stasis traps as well. These Lings, they attempt to catch reinforcements. Stasis trap gets baited. Baits out 1. The other likewise as well. Baits out both stasis traps. As high as they push in, he wants that open expansion. It looks like he will get it. He will get it here. Tempest goes down, doesn't kite away. Mothership pushing in. We do have Cloak available, but it looks like SHIN, he's doing it. He's maintaining this position. We are going to be coming in for the flank though. Oh, the Nexus falls, and that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. We'll bleed out 3 lurkers in the process. 4 lurkers go down. But SHIN, he got the expansion. And Zoun is stuck on a 3-base economy. And SHIN is not done. SHIN, he has the high yield gas geyser. He has the forward expansion. He's rebuilding, remaxing, and looking to do that again. Now, what I will say is that the one saving grace here, the one saving grace for Zoun is the Tempest count. The Tempest count is slowly building up, but here come the Corruptors. As I mentioned, because the Muta play earlier, we already have the Spire and we already have +1 flyer attack. SHIN, he's ready for the Sky Toss. He's ready for it. Now, the best that we can hope for are zoning storms. The storms to buy time to allow Zoun to just reestablish his position. As he throws down more cannons and more batteries. Changelings do confirm. Zell takes down the expansion. Zoun is maxed. Okay. Zoun, he does have a chance here. How many Corruptors? 10, soon to be 18. 18 Corruptors. I do favor SHIN's army if we can bring everything together. But the problem is that whenever the fight occurs, I mean, it is going to be within range of all the side defense. So there's going to be that advantage for Zoun. SHIN did well earlier, but it wasn't enough. He's got the stronger upgrades. Morphing in more lurkers. SHIN still trying to refine his army. Still no spellcasters, whether it's Vipers or Infestors. None of the sort. Zoun is expanding. SHIN, we gotta do something about this. We cannot just let him expand. SHIN is rotating. SHIN gets spotted. I think the goal might be to attack here, to push in the right hand side and to have a better angle of attack. SHIN is spotted. Zoun, he rotates. Now collapsing in. There's the first storm. Very nice. Oh no! Oh, it goes back into the storm. That's a lot of Hydras falling already. Yeah, Hydras are being thrown away. Messy fight here from SHIN. Very messy. More lurkers going down as well. And SHIN, he might lose everything here. Okay, does punish. Does somewhat punish. Brings that to Mothership. Oh my god, the lurkers, they bully the Stalkers. Stalkers are being bullied. 13 drones did go down. It's still very messy. He's going for the dive. No more Archons. And no Archons, no Storm. Takes out one of the Tempests. The lurkers, they should be moving in. Yeah, Tempests are going down one after the other. Lurkers, they pull away for a moment. One Tempest left. Resets a Corruptor count. No, there's more. Never mind, there's more where that came from. There's still more Corruptors. Arguably too many. Yeah, we're making too many Corruptors. Too many Corruptors, oh no! Yeah, too many Corruptors, not enough lurkers. Have to force back. And again, this was a very messy fight. A very messy fight here from SHIN. SHIN's economy is lackluster. He lost 13 drones earlier. SHIN is falling behind. And he's not rejoining. Yeah, he's not rejoining. Things are looking a little bit dire here for SHIN. He does need to drone up. If not, he's just going to be outscaled. It's already happening. Again, there's more Immortals, more High Templar, more Storm. This is a more ground-heavy composition this time. One lurker goes out already. No detection. Oh, no. There are Overseers. Attempts to find some damage. Plunging in. Takes on the Tempest. There's still two more. Yeah, still two more Tempest. Still messy engage here from SHIN. Lurker shots going up. The lurkers are going down. There's 3 lurkers left. Yeah, down to 3, down to 0. And with that, Zoun has done it. Zoun, he has done it. As we mentioned, Shin just took some really, really rough fights, and Shin never droned. He never droned up. He never had the economy. And Zoun takes a massive lead. He has the base up here towards the top side as well, fully saturated. Zoun can max. Zoun can max out, and Shin cannot. Remember, Shin, he chose not to drone. Chose not to. After losing all those workers. So Shin just is broke. He's broke. He has no money, no saturation. He never re-expanded after losing the bases earlier. And we have a series. We have a series. Now, there is still a chance here that maybe Zoun overextends, but honestly, all Zoun has to do is just defend. Just defend until he maxes. That's all he's got to do. Shin was so close earlier to pulling off the reverse, the all kill. He was so close when he broke the low grounds. But again, as I mentioned, he chose not to drone up. And tries to move in, gets punished. More lurkers going down. Shin just has no army. If Zoun wanted to, he could just aim it. He could, to be honest. Yeah, catching up more free lurkers. More lankers, pappy. Now with that, lurker shot's going to be going up. Army collapses in, diving on the High Templar. Nice run here on the Templar, but the storms are crazy. Yeah, the storms are brutal here, and Zoun, he will snowball out of control. He breaks through that ground army, and with that, Shin has nothing left. Shin has nothing left. Down to 3 corruptors. GG gets called, and Zoun, he does fight back, does put a point on the board. The series will continue. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Also just was just notified that there we go, has been fixed. There was some misreporting going on Wikipedia, but GG, well played. With that, Zoun, he does fight back, he does put a point on the board, and with that, we have a series. We have the beginning of a comeback here. We have a chance for Team Rogue. Team Rogue, they do fight back. Again, as you mentioned, Shin initially had a really strong start when he broke the low ground, when he was able to get away with his lurkers, and when they took that massive lead, he was like up like 30-40 supply, but he rested on his laurels, he waited too long, and more importantly, he had a lackluster economy. He chose not to drone up after losing 13 drones. He lost 13 workers towards Zealot run by. He was stuck in a very low economy, and he did not drone. He kept making more lanes, more lurkers, more corruptors, neglecting his economy, and that meant that he just ran out of steam, ran out of money, ran out of time, of course, and Zoun did over well. GG, well played. With that, we actually have a series here, and this means that Zoun, he has begun the comeback. Now, bearing in mind that from this moment moving forward, Zoun cannot lose. If he loses a map, that's the end of the broadcast. That's the end of the broadcast, because remember, Team Shin, they won the Pro League format. They did win the Pro League format series, which means that if Team Shin wins the all-kill format, there is no ace match. If Team Rogue can recover, bounce back, and pull off the reverse sweep, then we could see an ace match here. So again, we could still have more games and more matches ahead of us. Zoun, he is now up. He's going to be the starting player, of course, and we'll see who will join him. Who will join him in that next game. Let's go. Let us go. As it's up to Team SHIN to decide. It's on Team SHIN. Also, I'm insanely tired. Unfortunately, I was not able to sleep before the broadcast. I did attempt to. It's one of those things where I was just lying in bed for like 4 hours, unable to sleep. Smurge, Mappy Smurge. So I do apologize if I'm a little bit low energy and if I'm a little bit out of it. I've been fighting to keep my eyes open for the past like 2 hours. Been fighting as hard as I can. So I apologize if I've been slurring my words and at times being a little bit incoherent, more so than usual. I'm hanging in there, hanging in there. We can make it, Papa. We can make it. We can make it. I think we'll need to. I think I said this previously, and yeah, we were already committed to the OSC cast this morning, but moving forward, whenever we have a GSL cast like this, I do want to make sure the morning is free so we can actually sleep. Bearing in mind this is our second cast of the day. We casted OSC Elite Rising Star this morning, and of course the GSL CK this evening. So hopefully next time we can ensure that we just have the one cast to focus on. That'll be for next time. That'll be for next time. But otherwise, for now, we're going to be going on a short break. Going to be going on a short break here. We are still waiting for Team SHIN to decide their player. So the pressure is on. I mean, they still have a wide array of players available. Depending on the map, I wouldn't be opposed to Hero. He'd be a good pick here. Cure would be a good pick as well. ByuN could be a good pick on a smaller map. If we have a smaller map, I do favor Cure and ByuN. If it's a larger map, I do favor Hero or SOS or Creator. So again, we have Protoss and Terran players available here. Smaller map, Terran pick would make sense. Larger map, or Protoss pick would make sense. Oh, and looks like we have our starting map. It's going to be Ruby Rock. Ooh, okay. Speaking of smaller map, I would like to see a Terran. I would like to see a Terran player here, but we'll see. There it is. Ruby Rock does favor aggression, does favor Terran, and we have the answer. It is going to be ByuN. ByuN steps into the ring here to face off against Zoun. Makes sense. Makes sense given the map. Given Ruby Rock. Let's go. Again, Ruby Rock has a shorter rush distance by ground, has a very direct rush distance as well. Aggression is favored on Ruby Rock, and I mean, ByuN looking to be the aggressor. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean. Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Rogue. He has begun the comeback. It is the beginning here, but can he go all the way? Can he go the distance? Sending out his first probe across the map. First two probes even. It is Zoun for Team Rogue. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team SHIN. One game is all he needs to close out this series. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We're just setting up. It's going to be on Ruby Rock. Beautiful. As we have our two gate opener out of Zoun. The way this works here, it's going to be 2 gate zealots. 2 gate zealots into gas, into a cyber core, into stalker reinforcements. I believe this goes 2 zealots into a 3rd and 4th zealot. So 4 zealots, then followed by stalkers to commit. Meanwhile, ByuN is going for an economic opener. We can see single gas, racks expand. This is exactly what Zoun wants. Zoun, he wants to play against an economic start and punish that economic build. So this is all lining up for, oh, and it's even going to be Marine first. No Reaper Scouts. No SCV scouts, no Reaper scouts. This might just turn into a build order win, to be honest. As ByuN is being quite greedy here, and Zoun is going to catch him with his pants down. Oh, high ground CC, never mind. High ground CC. ByuN does play it a little bit safer, considering he has no information. And it does play it safer. Will chase the probe. Just chase him away. Setting up on the high ground. But once again, he doesn't know what's going on. If ByuN had SCV scouted, he could react with a bunker, right? There could be a bunker here, but ByuN doesn't know he needs one. Does not know he needs a bunker. Here come the first wave of Zealots, followed by the Stalkers, and the goal here is to kill. Is to break into the main. The goal would have been to force a cancel, but there's no CC. Yeah, there's no CC to cancel. Zealots move up the ramp, and now ByuN knows. Now we have the bunker on the way, but is it too late? Does pull the boys, does repair. The Marine! Ooh, the Marine does pull away in time. Bunker is going to be delayed. And the reactor's going down. Yeah, too much DPS here. The reactor does go down. The army busts in. And again, we're here to make a series, to extend the lead for Zoun. As he breaks into the main, denies the bunker. SCVs are falling. We do have the mine. Boys are being pulled. And this is critical damage. Critical damage already. And again, aggression is favored on Ruby Rock, but Zoun was the aggressor. Zoun was the aggressor. GG gets called, and Zoun, he does put another point on the board. He fights back for Team Rogue. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun, he does claim another win here. 2 wins here for Zoun already. Hyper trees out of Zoun on Ruby Rock. It makes sense. Again, Terran is favored on Ruby Rock, so you want to be the aggressor. You want to be able to make sure that the Terran player doesn't get into their build, doesn't get into their build of choice, doesn't get into the mid game, and Zoun was able to solve that then and there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Zoun, he does fight back, and the question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next? As we still have a Cure, Hero, SOS, and Creator. So there's still 4 players left to choose between. I'll stand by what I said earlier. If it's a smaller map, I want to see Cure. If it's a larger map, I want to see a Protoss. But we'll see. I mean, I guess there's no bad map for Protoss. Like in a PvP mirror matchup, like anything can happen. What maps are left? What small maps are left? Tourmaline was already used. 10,000 feet was used. Ruby Rock was used. Oh, we've already used up all the smaller maps. Up next is Winter Madness. I think I would want to see a Protoss here. Give us a Protoss. No, never mind. We're committing. It's going to be Cure. Okay. Cure, we're going to be burning through all of our Terrans here. And we are burning through our Terrans. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, as we're getting into our next game, there was a little bit of banter between Cure and Zoun, but there was a lot of text I was not able to translate in time. But regardless, we're getting into our next game. We are loading into Winter Madness. Here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. So he typically represents Team Liquid, but here he's representing Team SHIN. 1 game away from claiming the series. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Team Rogue. It is Zoun. And again, he's the final player for Team Rogue. He's won 2 games in a row so far. He took down SHIN, he took down ByuN, and can he take down Cure? Now, we're loading into a larger map here. All-ins are less favored, so I would expect to see some mid-game aggression out of Cure. This does typically mean that we have standard openers. A standard opener, standard early game. Rax expand out of Cure. Likewise, Gate expand out of Zoun. Cure coming in for the eBay block. Zoun, he does check the low ground. He's already on the low ground, already checking. Ooh, he pulls away. Yeah, he pulls away a little bit too soon. The eBay gets thrown down, and Zoun, he's going to be forced to take the unnatural natural. A rough position here for the Protoss. He was on the low ground, he was checking, he was scouting, he came back too soon. And with that, he cannot expand. Yeah, he cannot expand, not here. He'll be forced to expand on the right-hand side. Does get the Nexus up and running. The SV was late. The SV should have been here earlier. So Cure does slip up. So ideally, Cure he pulls out of the eBay a little bit faster. He's able to body block the expansion here at the third location and force Zoun onto the low ground. That would have been the ideal, but fails to do so. Fails to do so. So Zoun is not in the worst position. He could have been here at the triangular third location, sorry, at the linear third location. That would have been disastrous. From here, Cure, he's still going for Hellion. So as you can see, he's going for a Rax into Factory, into a delayed CC, with a Reactor into add-on swap, into most likely Reactored Hellion. We could see Reaper Hellion, I suppose. The goal is still the same. The goal is still economic damage. Oh, no add-on swap. Never mind. Still making Hellions, but Reactored Marine. Okay. Into a faster starport. Adept does confirm that the reactor's on the racks, not on the factory. So a nice scout here from Zoun. Zoun here now knows the Hellion Cannon is going to be low. And we're setting up for the eventual move out. For the eventual drop. Outside of that, we're kind of building up into our game. We have 3 gateways on the way, so 3 gate blink. We're expecting a robo or a 4th gate. There it is, there's that robo, safe build. And Cure confirms. Cure, he does confirm. Cure does make his way across the map. Dropping into the main. Likewise, Zoun is in position. Widowmine does drop. And shouldn't get much done. Just scouting. Just scouting information. Ooh, does catch a Stalker. Not bad. Picks up a Stalker. Hellion is dealt with. Does deny mining at least. Mining is denied. As Zoun is actually going into 2-base Storm. Okay, interesting. Blink is done, and usually we see Blink into a Forge, into Charge, but no, delayed Charge, and instead into a faster Templar Archives. These early Storm builds have been an issue for Terran players as of late, over the past couple of months. This is a way to punish a player being overly aggressive, and typically does force defensive play. Yeah, Raven goes down as well. Zoun is going to have a big power spike with Storm. And Cure is going to be in trouble. Back at home, a really strong defense, or really an overly defensive setup. Extra bunkers, extra tanks. There are TCs on the way. We're building up into the mid game. And Cure, he did not scout the tech. He doesn't know. Does know what's going on. If he were to scout and confirm the storm, we would see a very strong defensive setup. We need to take our third base, set up depots, bunkers, and secure ourselves on 3 expansions. If Cure moves out on the map, then he may just die. Storm is done in 10 seconds. High Templar, they're already gathering energy as we speak. Ooh, Kira's pushing. This is going to be very risky. He gets spotted. He gets spotted as well. High Templar get activated. Remember, Cure does not know that there are Templar. Doesn't know that there are storms. And it all comes down to how they connect. There's going to be 3 storms. And now he knows. Yeah, Cure now he sees, now he knows. I'll siege up his tanks. There's the first storm, gets baited, 2 storms left. And it would be risky if he pushes. If he keeps pushing, it would be risky. Does stay sieged. And he pulls away. Okay, rotates over towards the would-be 4th. This I do like. Can he get away with it? Stalkers get spotted. Cure moves out. As he moves out, Zelt's moving in. There are some reinforcements back at home. But he does siege up within range. Yeah, nice pick off. Nice pick off. Nice cancel. And Zelt's moving in. Zelte move in. They deny mining. Has Cure sticking around, actually. Again, he has to respect those High Templar. You can see that once the Templar move in, he backs off. Zoun expanding on the low ground. Once again, being very careful with his movement. Cure playing this out well. Pulls away, rotates. Zoun has defended. But he was denied the expansion. So it matters here. He was denied the 4th base. Zoun, he has his storms, but storm does land. Gets 1, gets 2 ghosts, 3. Oh, massive pig offs. 3 ghosts go down for nothing. For free. I think they got 1 EMP up on Zealots. Drop into the main. There's the recall. Storms are available. Oh, we'll lose the High Templar. But they'll storm the army. Cure's pushing in. Yeah, another storm. Still plenty of storms available. Curie's had some hefty losses already. Losing his ghost. Prism goes down, but storms are connecting. Yeah, storm zone away, tanks will fall, and Curie's getting caught out. He's getting caught out here. Should not have been out here. As we mentioned, against this heavy storm composition, you got to be more defensive. Bleeds out all the tanks. Curie does hold on to the high ground. But there's still more storms available for Zoun. We cannot push into this. Not into this kind of army. Cure's been trying. Like earlier, we saw very meticulous play and movement out of Cure when it came to engaging and pulling back and always staying within range of his tanks. Here, he just threw caution to the wind. So the zoning storm. As from here, Zoun. He's secure on 4 bases. He's maxing out. Zoun is gaining map control. Cure is stuck at home. Ideally, Cure would have already been here previously, but he wanted to be more active and more aggressive. He was just punished for it. So any kind of momentum that Cure once had is gone. And now we're building up into the late game. Building up into the late game. Zoun perfecting his army. More High Templar, more Colossus. Cure likewise incorporating more Vikings and eventually into Liberators. Eventually. Cure scans. He isn't quite there yet. Zel seduced it by forcing Cure back. Cure scans. He spots the 5th expansion. The fresh base here of Zoun. 6th base also getting saturated. Both armies are maxed. I do still favor Zoun in a head-on fight, but Cure, he does have position. Okay, nice EMP. Nice EMP, gets up the expansion, and does he focus on the Nexus in time? Once again, EMPs are decent. Vikings, they attempt to zone away. Oof. Nice feedbacks. EMP lands. Starting more High Templar. We're down to no storms with the main army. The flanking storms, though. The flanking storms. Oh, Cure. Yeah, he commits to the fight. He bleeds out a lot of units. Vikings, they shut down the Colossus at least. But that was a messy fight. That was a very messy fight. Cure, he races back. He does save at least his ghosts. But Zoun is not done. Yeah, Zoun is not done. He's still pushing in. He still has plenty more High Templar left over. Plenty of storms. And Cure doesn't have any EMPs. And not many EMPs left over. He needs more time to recover. Zoun just taking more expansions. Remember, he has map control. Oh. DT hits good. Does get one. Ooh. No, the snipe is denied. A clutch save there from Zoun. Zoun rotates, takes down the low ground expansion. Nice to have the Prism. Prism goes down. There's only one High Templar left. Where the rest of the Templar? Yeah, Zoun, he has neglected his High Templar. No more Warpins. If we don't want Templar, then we need Disruptors at least. Give us something else. Okay, warping in 3 more. 4 in total. Stormlands. 3 High Templar getting called out. So 1, 2, 3 High Templar. Aye, some brutal EMPs. Zelsa get across the map. Oh, massive storm! Jesus, and that was it. That was the only storm. Cure, he does him in. At the same time, bleeding out a lot of SCVs. It's a lot of workers falling. And Cure, we have to make use of this army. We can't just turn around. He turns around. Zoun holds on to his expansion. Cure going for a super maxed army, waiting for Liberators. That will change things. And it's mainly Zealots though. Does land the EMP. Does land the EMP. There are 2 Colossi. Zealot's getting caught out. That's a lot of charges falling. Uh-oh. Zoun's in trouble. He's in trouble, going for his own counterattack. There are so many ghosts in the mix. Storm should not be landing. Does land a pretty brutal storm. Zell's taking for planetary. Planetary goes down. Late repairs. Cure losing more bases. But he has the high ground. Yeah, once again he does that position. These top bases are going to be falling. And Zoun do we base trade. Oof. He rotates over. He's now got a couple of liberators. I'm going to say disruptors. Yeah, massive storm on the Vikings. They stand in the storms. Oh my god. He stands in the storms. Every Viking goes down. He still needs a Colossus. There we go. Does snipe. Once again, messy fights here. Zell to wreak havoc across the map, getting more SCV kills. So many SCVs falling. The probes evacuate. They're going towards the northern bases. And Cure, he's broke. Cure, he has no money. He has no money. What you see is what you get. Cure, he barely has an economy here. He's muling his heart out. Zoun is doing it. Zoun is doing it. And again, it was surprising to see Cure sent out on Winter Madness on a larger map. I say that he does find a base, okay. He, once again though, Zoun, he does evacuate, does save his probes. It's been very consistent here from Zoun. As this time he gets the mineral line, okay. And we're base trading. Yeah, at this point we're just trading bases. Planetary does fall. Cure, he has to make a choice here, but he's so far away from any expansions, he can't base trade. He's racing back home to defend. The observer's following the army, so Zoun, he knows. Zoun still has plenty of bases. Oh. There we go. Oh. No connections. Liberators are exposed. Army sims in. Oh, storms a punish. Oh my god, massive storms on the army. And the ghosts are exposed. Yeah, once again, the ghosts are exposed. A messy fight from Cure. He's stimming in. Never goes up. Doesn't connect. It does not connect. It's all very close, very tense. Cure stimming in, knocking down more fresh bases. Should be a cancel. Ooh, that's a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. There we go, cancels bottom left. Zoun is also hurting. Zoun does have a bit of a mineral bank at least, but mainly minerals. Oh, he stims in. Oh, the Novas. Brutal Novas. They connect. Cure is hurting, he's overstimmed. But he does catch a disruptor. He gets one, he gets two. Wow, he gets both disruptors. Aye, aye, aye. Both disruptors go down. Cure, he rotates, does force a cancel. Zoun, he has no expansion, he has no mining. Cure has half a base mining, Zoun has one. It's been very scrappy, very messy. Very messy, but at this point, Zoun has no high-tech units. As you can see here, there's one disruptor. There's one disruptor. We have a couple of DTs in the mix as well. There was just a mule, so no scan. Oh, there's an EMP though. The EMPs miss. As there is no Shadow Stride. Zoun rotates over. Army sims in. We do want that disruptor. Kiri gets it. Oof, disruptor goes down. 0 disruptors left and no high tempo, no disruptors. GG gets called. No more splash damage. A very scrappy game. In the end, Cure, he does claim the series 5-2, winning it all here for Team SHIN. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth. Not gonna lie, based on certain engagements, based on the mid to late game, we saw that, I mean, I would say that Zoun was ahead. Zoun was knocking down expansions, he was crippling the economy, he was gaining map control, but we saw a couple of very nice rotations from Cure, where he was able to knock down the northern bases and rotate back around and take down the southern bases as well, just also ensuring that Zoun also had no economy. It was a very low eco game state for both players, to be fair. Both players were very broke, both players had no resources, but in the end, Cure, he was that much more efficient, and Zoun was not able to replenish his losses. He was losing High Templar, Disruptors, Colossus, couldn't replace them, could not replace them. In the end, again, he ran out of money. GG, well played, congratulations. Cure, he will claim this series. He will be, or I should say Team SHIN will be this week's GSL CK champions. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Let us catch up. Let us catch up on the bracket itself. As a reminder, Team SHIN popped off here. You can see SHIN almost pulled off the all kill. Almost. SHIN, he took down Solar, took down Maru, took down Rogue, took down Classic. Insane run here from SHIN, leading the charge for his team, as he is, of course, their captain. Then Zoun had his own streak himself. He was able to take down SHIN and ByuN, and he almost took down Cure. Like, this final game was very close, very scrappy, very intense. In the end, Cure did take down Zoun just barely, and Team SHIN did win the all kill set. Meanwhile, when it comes to the Pro League sets, the Pro League format, let us quickly open that up. Bam. There it is. This was the earlier series. This was a best of 7 Pro League format between Team Rogue and Team SHIN. This one went all the way to the ace match. Maru won his game against Creator, Bunny won his game against SOS. We had Hero over Zoun, SHIN over Solar, Cure over Classic. Rogue was able to fight back over ByuN, but then we had the ace match, PvT between Hero and Maru, and Hero did take down Maru in that final game. GG, well played. So in the end, Team SHIN, they won the Pro League format and they won the all kill format as well. Team SHIN, they popped off. They won their respective matches here. My condolences to Team Rogue, a strong team, but alas was not able to bring down the tenacious SHIN himself. Este SHIN, especially specifically in the all kill formats. Like, he was insane. he was crazy, baby. It was crazy. But GG, well played. Again, a very intense broadcast here, very intense as always for the GSL CK, and we hope you enjoyed. The broadcast here. Once again, when it comes to the match itself, there could have been an ace match, but only if Team Rogue had won one of these matches. Alas, they failed to do so. Meanwhile, when it comes to the GSL and supporting GSL, check out their Patreon. Their Patreon is set up to fund GSL Season 3 and future GSL CKs. So you can help support the GSL via their Patreon, via that initiative. Do help support them, help support StarCraft over in the Korean region and the Korean scene. We'll be discussing more of it in detail during the podcast later on this week. Meanwhile, we have the rest of our schedule. Bam! Again, today was a very intense day of StarCraft. We just wrapped up with GSL CK. This was on Tuesday evening. Tomorrow morning we have Picasso Cup. Tomorrow evening we have the TLMC, the Team Liquid Map Contest 22 finalists. We have the podcast tomorrow afternoon, and we also have Kung Fu Cup, KSL, MSO, and STC. Now, this schedule is to be determined, just because we are still waiting for the public judge scorings to be released for the TLMC, and that's what we're going to be going over during the TLMC broadcast. The finalists have been announced, but the judge scores and the judge sheets have not been released yet. They should be released soon, but they might not be released in time for the broadcast, so that might be like in a day, 2 days, 3 days. So depending on whether or not they're available, we might cast Kung Fu Cup tomorrow instead. So we might do a Kung Fu Cup cast instead. Likewise, when it comes to Picasso Cup, it also depends on how much we are able to rest today. It's 2 a.m. and it's such a shame that there's not really much time, but I'm gonna let out the bunnies. They gotta have some time out, of course. They're gonna have a couple of hours before we go to bed, and depending on how we feel in the morning, we might cast Picasso Cup, we might skip it. So on the fence about Picasso Cup, on the fence about TLMC, and the schedule is subject to change. But if you want to support us as well, you can do so by following us. Again, we're live here on Soup, and VODs will be available on YouTube in a couple of days time. will be available. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Big shout out to GSL, of course, for running this event on a regular basis. It's been a lot of fun. It's been amazing. It's been beautiful. Otherwise, we're going to be heading off. I'm going to go and get some rest. Going to let out the bunnies, give them some food, of course, and hopefully they're okay. See you next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego.